How's everybody doing today? Too Heady here, coming at you with another banger of a video today. Today we're talking about the time where me and my buddies evaded the cops at a party that was on top of a mountain. So, this story, most of my other stories, happened when I was in high school, but this one was my senior year of high school. A little older, a little smarter, a little wiser. So this started out, my buddy's dad was on vacation, so he is chilling at his apartment. He hits me up. He's like, "Yo, come through. You can stay here for the weekend. Nobody's here. We can just toke inside. No problem." It's like, "Word, I'm a slide, bro." So I pull up in my little fucking GTI and I whip up to my buddy's house. I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" Dap him up. It's like, "Yo, we got to do something. We got to find some sort of plan. We got to get shit going." It's like, "All right, bet." So we start going on our phone, surfing the web, surfing Snapchat, trying to look for a fucking party we can go to. My buddy hits up one of our other friends. Let's call him Jason. So my buddy hits up Jason, and Jason pulls up. He was excuse me. My buddy hits up Jason. Jason was one of our newer friends. We hadn't really hung out with him a bunch at this point. We had just started getting to know him. At least I hadn't. My buddy Noel had. So he pulls up, we start chatting up, and I'm just posting on my Snapchat at this point. Like, "Yo, any links? Like, what's the move tonight? Someone hit me up." At this point, we're hitting parties a bunch. Like, we had a whole group of friends that we'd just go and hit parties with together. We'd go fucking hours, 2, 3 hours out, and just make a whole ass trip out of it with the boys. Just hit different parties. And finally, this chick hit me up that always kept trying to get us to fucking slide on her to come to one of her parties or bring her to one of the parties near her. And we are like, "All right, what's the word?" She's like, "Yo, there's a party at this fucking pavilion on this hiking trail. You guys want to pull up? There's a nice little parking lot. It shouldn't get busted. There's gonna be a lot of people there." Yeah, where is it? We look it up. It was an hour and a half away from where we were at the point. And we're like, "All right, yeah, we'll think about it." We're trying to find other parties. This chick's still hitting me up throughout the whole day, trying to be like, "Yo, you guys should definitely slide. We'll see you there." Shit like that. So finally it gets to 6:30. We're like, "Yeah, it's probably best if we slide to this one. We haven't found any other functions to go to. This is the move." So we're like, "All right." I hit this chick up again. I was like, "This shit's still on. Can you give me the Addy and everything?" She gives me the Addy. It looks like it was a pretty nice little spot. So I was like, "All right, boys, how are we gonna get there? I have a little two-door GTI, and there is not much room in that bitch for us three motherfuckers. We're both free, almost pretty much grown men." And my buddy had a fucking Beamer at this point. Oh, did he? He might not have. He might have just totaled his car at this point, so he was driving his mom's or something. And then our buddy fucking Jason. Jason had his mom's car, which was a little four-door Mazda SUV. And we're like, "Buddy, we're gonna have to take that whip." Oh, yo, I almost forgot. We had another buddy pull up. What will we call him? We'll call him We'll call him AJ. Our buddy AJ pulls up too. I forgot about this. AJ's a G. AJ pulled up with all the alk and everything for the function. AJ's a G, always a good guy. Funny as fuck. AJ is a G. So we have four people. That's why. We had four people. And the back of my other buddy's car, Noel, his car is small as fuck. He had his Beamer, but the back seat of that shit was tiny. So we end up taking our buddy Jason's car to this shit. And we leave around, I don't know, 8. Right when it starts getting dark, we pretty much dip. So we get there around 9:30, 9:30, 10 o'clock. The shit was supposed to start at 9. So we get there, and it's up this gravel ass road. Like there's a normal road, it goes to dirt, and then it's straight up just rocks, gravel. It's just a what's it called? A four-wheeler trail. That's what you drive up to. And then there's a big field that you can park in. So we drive up probably a quarter mile into the woods, and then we find this parking lot. So we pull in. I'm hitting this chick up. I'm like, yo, like, you here yet? Blah, blah, blah. No answer. I'm like, okay, word. We get out, and there we see a bunch of people walking up this hill and shit. So we follow the group, and there's people like, yo, the party's up here. Just walk up this trail, and you should see this big pavilion. I'd say it's like a half mile hike up, maybe a little more, half mile to a quarter mile, 3/4 of a mile up the trail. We get to this pavilion. I'd say there's like 50 kids, 50 to 60 kids there already, and everyone's already toasted. We see empty like vodka bottles, we see empty jungle juice bottles all over. Kids are getting fucked. So we get up there, we just start rolling. I'm not a huge drinker, I never have been, but my buddies did. So they like start asking people for drinks and shit. Most of the people were like, it's bring your own beer. Like, we're like, we didn't know. We were just invited, bro. We don't even know any of you motherfuckers. And the chick that we were supposed to meet there with her friends isn't here yet. So we're chilling for like half an hour to an hour, and this group of chicks comes up and is like, "Oh, blah blah blah, we're gonna call the cops," like saying they're gonna fucking ruin the party pretty much. And everyone's like, "Nah, fuck them. They're not gonna do shit. Get out." So they get kicked out of the fucking party. And not even half an hour after that, someone calls like one of the kids that's running this party and shit's like, "Yo, they called the cops. Like the cops are on the way. They're at the bottom of the hill." Like, what do you mean? So a few of us like go down to check it out. Like, shit, yeah, yeah, they go down and check, like, nah, we don't see anyone, we're good. And the bitch like calls us again. They come back up. She's like, nah, like there's cops at the end of the road, dude. Like takes a video on Snapchat for us. We're like, oh, fuck. So a huge group of us books it into the woods behind the pavilion, and then a huge group of us group like runs down the hill and tries to get to their cars to make it out. I'd say half of the people got in their cars, and they didn't make it. Some people got pulled over. Some people took a different way out, and we're all sitting in like the middle of the woods waiting. Like, oh, there's not anyone fucking here. They're lying. Like, they probably already left. We go back to the pavilion and shit. We get hit up again. Like, bro, they're coming up the hill now. So we all run back to the fucking shit. We wait another 10 minutes. No one comes. So most of the kids, 99.9% of the kids, were like, all right, we're just leaving. So they all head down to the fucking cars to leave. And me and my group of friends were just like, yeah, we're gonna wait here for a second. Here, let me toke this bowl quick. Y'all wanna smoke with me? Pack up. Cheers. Toke it on that Don Mega. Love me some GMO strains. All right, back to where we were at. All the kids besides my group leaves. We're like, hey, let's just wait it out. Like, if we get pulled over, we're fucked. We're in like a completely different state, and in this state, honestly, marijuana was illegal, and I had a good amount on me. So I was kind of tweaking. I was like, bro, if we get caught, we're fucked. Like, we ain't ever getting back home. We're getting like tossed in the tank tonight. So we like just chill at the pavilion. We're just looking for shit. My buddy found $100 bill on the ground and took it. Everyone just left everything up there. We found some sunglasses, shit like that. Little little souvenirs from the trip. And we hear fucking cops walking up, or like two people talking. We don't know it's cops right away. So we like creep over to a different part of the trail. And now we see there's flashlights. We see two flashlights. We're like, okay, fuck. We creep over to this little wood building that ended up being an outhouse. So there's four of us in this little outhouse waiting out these cops. We see them walking over towards the pavilion. There's a little crack in like the side of the fucking um, outhouse. One of my buddies is ripping. He's like, "Oh fuck, what do we do? What do we do? Like, what are we gonna do? We gotta be quiet. Like, we gotta hide." Blah 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 blah. Blah. Like, tweaking. We're like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, the more you talk, the easier it is for them to fucking find us. One of the cops turns over towards us, like, shines his flashlight over towards the little outhouse, looks, gets to almost the opening. Like, dude, I don't know how to tell you. My cheeks were so fucking clenched right here. He was right at the door of the outhouse. I can see the front of his fucking flashlight, the metal brim, and we're all just holding our breath. And he just turns fucking away. Talks to his buddy like, I don't see anyone else up here. I think they're all gone. Let me relight this bowl quick. Like, yeah, I think they're all gone. We wait another 20 minutes or so till at least it felt like it for them to walk down the hill. We come out. Sorry. We come out of that outhouse and we just say, fuck it, we need to leave. There were a few other cars. We walked down the hill. There's a few other cars there, but we didn't care. So we're guessing there was a few other people that are still in the woods that haven't left yet. I finally get a message from this chick. She's like, yo, where are you guys? We're like, we're still on the fucking hill. We're getting our car now. Like, yo, everyone moved here to the party. Sends me a new address. We're like, yo, how do we get out of here? It's like, well, you guys can go down the four-wheeler trail. There should be another road at the end of that. But it's like 2 miles, 3 miles long. Like, oh, fuck. And my buddy that's driving, he was not for it. Jason was not for this shit. So he's like, no. We get in the car. He starts it up, turned his lights off. He turned back down the way like we came up. And we start driving down like a quarter mile down that shit, you know? And we see cops. We just see a line of cops blocking the whole road, blocking traffic and everything. So we're like, oh fuck. The cops see us and they start like walking towards us with their lights. My buddy puts his car in reverse and like stops in like a fucking pull off. Like, no, dude, like you need to turn around and go the other way. They're coming back up. This is like we either get caught here or we dip. So it took a little convincing and he finally turns around and we turn to this four-wheeler trail. We're like, bro, this is where the chick said to go. Everyone else went down this. Just send it. So we get down this bitch. We get as far away as we could from like eyesight of where the party was going on. And this shit is just big ass rocks and everything slipping. So my buddy Jason told two of us to get out of the car and just pretty much spot the car as it goes down so it didn't hit anything. We did this for an hour, 2 hours to get out of this fucking trail. We finally make it out, and this chick's calling me now, telling me to pull up to this fucking other function. And I asked the boys, I'm like, boys, do we want to go to this other function or do we just call it a night? Is it over? Everyone was like, we're cooked. We're done. Like, we need to go home. So we start driving home and we almost make it fully back to where we're going to stay for the night. And as we're going down this mountain, a fucking cop lights us up. My buddy's going like 75, 80, and a 50. And this cop passes us and just lights us up. And we're all just fuck. I still have bud on me. My buddy's got alcohol. We're all lit as fuck. So we go down this hill. We brake hard and take the first right we can fucking take. But it turns out this right is a dead end. We go left to go around a loop to come back out. And we see the fucking cop turn down the right that we initially took. So we take a right to go back down and fucking booked it straight. Went right for my buddy's house that we were staying at for the night. We finally get there. We're all catching our fucking breath, just wow. Had incredible time. Just insane. We get back to my buddy's dad's apartment and we're all just pooped. I'm pretty sure we all crashed there. I'm not positive, but we had a crazy time.